Okay, this one's going to be an interesting one. I wonder how big we're going to make this one. Going 141.4, and we're just going to... No, we don't want that stupid Hanukkah Minolta and its user interface. Silly. Going to take out some of the contrast, and we're going to maybe lighten it up. This is something that my mum really loves, and she used to have a real good hobby going when she was living in Queensland, when we were still living in Cairns back in the 70s, when I was really young and my brother was really young. And yeah, this is a hobby that she tried to take down to Sydney, but it wasn't terribly successful, unfortunately. But anyway, what is it? It's a book on orchids, or it should be a magazine to do with orchids. I don't know if it's just orchids, but this particular article, this particular magazine is at least dedicated to orchids, even if it's... I don't know if it's actually just an orchid magazine, but my mum absolutely adores orchids, and she used to grow them in a greenhouse when she was living in Cairns, a tropical area ideal for orchid growth. But when she moved to Sydney, most of her orchids died, of course, because they weren't acclimatised. Some of them ended up being acclimatised, and I think they still grow in her garden. I'm not sure. I haven't asked her about her orchids lately. I should do that. But she's really unhappy and not happy with her life, and she doesn't have much money, and it's really sad. She needs to be cheered up somehow. But this is a beautiful hobby that she used to have before we moved to Sydney. And she used to join... She actually was a part of an orchid society, so she had a social life up there too when she used to go to the orchid society. I'm wondering if that's going to be the centre of our job. But anyway, it's sad that she doesn't feel like she wants to... she should rejoin the orchid society, but she doesn't have much of a social feeling. She's really scared of people, I think, and yeah, but anyway, I mean all the best for her. I'd like to see her happy. I'd really like to see my mummy happy, and it would be nice if she could join an orchid society. But, she's just a bit shy. She does have neighbours that she talks to. She's got neighbours she talks to, which is nice, and she's got a friend from a job that she was made redundant at a long time ago. She wasn't particularly chuffed about that. She was sort of like had to retire, which was really awful. Not being able to have enough money to live on. But anyway, I do hope she finds her way, and that something will cheer her up. It wasn't nice when my parents broke up, and I think it was the divorce that has made my mum feel unhappy. I think it's the divorce. I think she deep down still loves my father, and she just feels like an emptiness. I'm only just surmising, folks. It is a bit personal, I must say. But I know what it feels like. Without my future husband, Luigi, I actually feel something's missing. So I can use that experience to get an idea of how my mum must feel missing my father. And that would be a huge hole in her heart. And that's what I feel when I'm without Luigi, is I feel a hole in my heart. But the good thing for me is there's hope I'm going to marry him. Whereas mum, it's never going to happen again, I don't think. But this is dedicated to my mum. This is a beautiful orchid. So I think now we can call this demo quits.